one thing for certain, we sure as hell know how to beat ourselves up. Particularly when we're feeling very strong, negative, intense emotions, such as jealousy, our resentment, our shame, our anger. We can recognize that we're feeling this and then we beat ourselves up for it. Oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this, and give ourselves a really hard time. And it's like a double whammy. So you're already feeling like shit, then you're beating yourself up for feeling like shit instead of meeting yourself with acceptance and compassion, because ultimately we all go through these emotions. We all experience jealousy and shame and anger and resentment over the stupidest of things, because we're human. That's the way we work. And it's about recognizing that fallibility and not taking ourselves so seriously, because the thing with emotions are they don't last forever. And the more you can learn to, I suppose, first of all recognize them, but also tolerate them and accept them for what they are, sit with them, allow them to happen, validate them, but then release them, as opposed to fighting against them all the time, the less likely they are to have a massive impact on your thoughts and on your behaviors. And we try to justify everything in our minds. We're very much head based, and we think about why we're feeling a certain way, and then we berate ourselves for feeling a certain way, and our internal critic kind of chimes in and is like, you're such a shithead, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be feeling that. And it is so distressing, and hence the reason we get so anxious, we get so distressed, and we're unable to resolve our issues. Whereas if we can move from the head down into the heart, down into the body, recognize what it is that we're feeling, recognize, if we feel humiliated, for example, if we've experienced a setback, or if we have a weakness, or if we recognize that we've done something wrong or that we've fucked up in some way, and just seeing it for what it is and being very compassionate with it, and tolerating the fact that we're imperfect, tolerating the fact that we experience difficult emotions, and instead of judging ourselves for them, being able to, I suppose, rummage through what it is that we need to do to get ourselves out of this place. Because the more we're beating ourselves up, and again, it's that internal critic giving ourselves a hard time, the more likely we are to stay stuck in the feelings, in the situation. Whereas if we can, I suppose, sit nearly and have a discussion with our internal critic without, kind of trying to blank it out completely, just have a listen to what it is that it's telling us and reason with it, and ask ourselves, okay, what's actually going on here? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling so bad? Was there a stage in my life where somebody gave me the message that it wasn't okay to feel like this, that it wasn't okay to make mistakes, that I had to be perfect, that I couldn't be angry, that I couldn't be resentful, that I couldn't feel whatever it is that I'm feeling? And the more we recognize our feelings, the more comfortable we are with tolerating them, the less likely they are to have an impact on us that's prolonged. We experience them, they're not that big a deal, we allow them to flow through us, and then we move on with our lives and we find resolutions to our problems, and we find a way to negotiate or whatever it is that's going on in our life. And bear in mind as well, when you're having this constant mental battle about, I'm feeling but I shouldn't be feeling, or I'm after doing this, I'm such an idiot, that consumes a massive amount of energy. I mean, literally, it leaves nothing behind for you to be able to repair. And one of the greatest skills you can have in life is being able to recognize when you've fucked up or you've made a mistake, or when you have a weakness or a flaw, and ask yourself, okay, what can I actually do to repair here? And it's all about quick repair. I mean, we all have fallouts, we all make mistakes, but we tend to just become very bogged down in them, as opposed to resolving them and moving forward. And if we can, as I said, work through the emotional side of things, so we can, again, apply a little bit of logic and be like, okay, what do I need to move out of this situation? our life will feel a lot more fruitful, satisfactory, peaceful, content, because we're not going to be distressed all of the time. So it's about recognizing your emotional state, honoring it, processing it, and then plowing your energy into something that's proactive as opposed to something that is very punitive and very harmful and distressing to have to listen to. You know, being able to recognize that your thoughts aren't always that beneficial, they're not always true, and they're not always the most productive in resolving what it is that you need to solve. So if you have any queries on this, or if it's something that you'd like to get better at, why don't you get in touch with me on the website? I mean, we could all do with a little help with being compassionate, with being accepting of ourselves, and this is the work that I do with clients on a day-to-day basis. So get in touch. It's fundamentals.ie.